Aloha, passengers. Welcome back for another Grand Circle Tour Detour. Jungle Skipper Jay here. And with me, I have your tour guides and my favorite co-hosts, Mindy and George. Hey, guys. How are you doing tonight?
I am
Great.
Yeah, I think we're both great. We're so excited to be here. I was counting down the minutes for this one.
I have been looking forward to this all day long.
I've been looking forward to this since Mindy brought it to my attention. Waiting for the
Yeah.
to say, let's record this thing.
Well, you know what? Let's just get to the good bit. We have Mark Silverman, who I don't think needs an introduction to the Disney community. Mark, how are you?
It calls for a different kind of introduction.
Thank you, George.
I know that line, and I'm really great. Thank you for asking, and it's nice to be here.
We are so thrilled to have you with us.
Are you? Oh, that's nice to say. Thank you.
And from Pixie Dust to Dreams Travel and Events, we have Jennifer Bodine. Jennifer, how are you tonight?
I'm good. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, thanks for being here. So you guys have an event coming up on October 4th. Do you want to tell our listeners about it?
Yes, we are having a very, very special after-hours dessert party with special guest Mark Silverman. We will be at the Disney Hollywood Studios and holding a 2-hour intimate specialty dessert party in the Tower of Terror courtyard. And guests and fans of the Tower and will be able to ride the Tower of Terror with Mark and also be able to have Tower of Terror themed awesome desserts for 2 hours, do meet and greets with Mark, and then we have a special artwork that's been commissioned by KJ just for the event that all guests will get to take home as a special gift. It's going to be amazing.
This sounds like so much fun. And it's October 4th of this year. If people want to buy tickets or find more information, where could they?
They can go to our Facebook page, Pixie Dust to Dreams, Travel and Events. There's a link to the event. All the ticket sales are being handled by Eventbrite, or there is a Twilight dessert party page also. Or they can go to our website, pixiedustedreams.com, and hit the More button to go to our event page and buy tickets through that link.
Fantastic. And our big guest of the party is going to be Mark.
Thank you. I will be there, all right. Listen, it's so much fun for me because I just love being in Walt Disney World anyway. So something like this is just really, it's incredible that 25 years that ride has been there. My God.
No, and I was going to say, and celebrating such a milestone for one of my favorite attractions, I couldn't see it any other way to celebrate it without not having you there. I mean, because you make them.
Oh. Well, thank you. I watched so much Twilight Zone as a kid, and it really paid off.
So, do you have a favorite episode?
I do. I have about 10 favorite episodes, but my favorite episode very well may be the one where the couple wakes up in a house and they have no idea where they are, and they walk out in the town and nobody is there except all they hear is a kid laughing in the distance. I don't want to ruin it for anyone that hasn't seen it, but it's a hell of a payoff, let me tell you.
That's a fantastic episode. I'm kind of embarrassed to admit this, but I binged all of the Twilight Zone before going to Disney World in September because I was so excited for the Tower of Terror.
Oh, great. Well, what episode did you love?
I walked out with a new favorite, and it's The Obsolete Man with Burgess Meredith.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's the thing, because that was very special to Rod Serling, that episode.
Was it?
Yeah. And Burgess Meredith was in like 5 of them.
Oh, he is the best. Anything he's in, I'll watch, but he's so brilliant in those old Twilight Zones.
Isn't it incredible when you think about him in the Rocky movies, he's completely, and then you watch him in the Twilight Zone, it's like a different person.
Yeah, and he's a different person in every one. I mean, you just like you don't like Henry Bemis because he doesn't like anybody and gets what he deserves.
Right, isn't that? And what an ending, huh?
When I was a little kid, there was one that actually scared me and stayed with me for years.
Which one?
A kind of stopwatch where he breaks the watch and he's.
Oh, really? Yeah,
Yeah.
you want to make sure that doesn't happen to you in case you get a stopwatch or something.
Yeah, something about that isolation just frightened me as a child.
I know. Like, what did he do? And then the rest of his existence, nobody moved except him.
I think once I hit the acceptance phase in that, I would run around playing pranks. Harmless, just like toilet paper someone's house kind of pranks.
Yeah, that was nervy. But, Twilight Zone used to be, every kid in the 70s when I grew up knew Twilight Zone because there were only like 12 stations on television, and Twilight Zone would be on like 4 times a day.
Yeah, I remember watching it like back to back with Dark Shadows.
Oh, yeah.
Well, but kids today, they have to luck out and have an uncle or parents that introduce them to the show, or the ride introduces them to the show, because they're not really going to find it on their own like kids used to.
How many kids do you think ride the ride and then go and discover the show for themselves and just fall in love with it?
Yeah, that's what I love. I love that the Tower of Terror introduces kids to the Twilight Zone. It's so great. It makes me so proud to be connected to it.
And I could actually vouch for that because growing up as a kid in the 90s, I didn't really know. I heard of the Twilight Zone, but I never really connected with it. And then into the early years, into the 2000s, that's when I started, really paying attention to the show because of the attraction.
And then how did you see it, though?
Well, it was... I'm trying to remember. It was my mom's. She had them taped on old like video cassettes.
Yeah, good.
And and what resonated with me was the music, the sound of the. Sorry, motorcycle outside. That the music of like the Twilight Zone, and that just, and I have to admit, I've never told anyone this, but the first time I rode the attraction, I was 9 going on 10. And going on the attraction and hearing your voice mixed with the attraction as I was going through it, I have to say, at 9 years old, it was the first time ever I had wet myself. And I actually admit that. So you broke a barrier with me that I actually wet my pants the first time I was the Tower of Terror.
That is really special. Thank you.
And I'm just going to mute George from this point forward.
Oh my God.
But from there on in, I love the attraction. And a lot of the times I go on it, not just for the thrill and the ride, but I love hearing your voice within the attraction.
Oh, thank you for saying that. It's because I watched so much Twilight Zone as a kid that when that audition came up, it felt very smooth. It didn't feel like I didn't have to really force it. And, my father kind of has a voice like mine. So it was very easy just to go into the Rod Serling thing. It wasn't much of a stretch.
So tell us a little bit about your audition. How did you come to get that specific job to be the voice of Tower of Terror?
A friend of mine called me up and said that his agent had told him about this audition. And he wasn't really in that range, so he called me and told me about it. And I went. It was in Beverly Hills I remember on 3rd Street. I remember where the building was. And I went into the audition and read it for some agent, and it was her first. She wasn't there long. Like, she was there like a week. And I came in there and read it, and I didn't think much about it. And about 2 weeks later, she called and said there was a callback at Walt Disney Imagineering. So I got to go in there and do it. And every time I did the audition, they kept telling me that it was getting smaller and smaller. Like there was like 100 people, and now there are only about 10. And then finally, I got it.
Was there a lot of secrecy around the project when you found out you got the part?
Well, yes. I mean, I couldn't really say anything about it. In fact, I don't think anybody said anything about it publicly until the Walt Disney World Christmas Parade in 1993, and Regis came on and did a preview of the attraction. I think that was the first time.
I remember that. I remember seeing that when it went out live.
I do too.
Yeah,
I do.
That was exciting.
Yeah, definitely. We're all really big Disney fans, like to our core nerd value. So we're up there, and I did see that. So it's pretty incredible. And I know that it's not at Disneyland anymore. So we have to trek out to Walt Disney World to get that experience. I'm really sad. I prefer the Tower or the Tower of Terror versus Guardians of the Galaxy, but that's just my opinion.
No, that's a subject that's a dead horse we have beaten over and over.
Yeah.
On this show.
I'm the complete Disney nut or nerd or fanatic, whatever you want to call it. Do you know when I was about a teenager, I was so obsessed with Disneyland, I would bring my tape recorder into the park and record the rides, and I would listen to all the tapes at home and practice the various voices, and I would just go around saying, a breathtaking bobsled ride down the icy slopes of the majestic Matterhorn. Permaneceres sentados, por favor. I knew every single safety spiel, every line of dialogue in every ride. I was obsessed. And then it was just so crazy, weird, perfect that I grew up and became the voice of the Disney ride.
What a full circle. You just come full circle and being able to give back that way. It's incredible.
Yeah, that's what I used to call Imagineering in the 70s and because before the internet, you had to do stuff like that. So I would call Imagineering, and at that time it was called Wed Enterprises. And the Imagineers would come to the phone and talk to me about Pirates of the Caribbean and all the new things coming to Epcot. And it was incredibly exciting for me. And then, years later, I got involved and became a voice. I mean, I still can't believe that happened.
Is it true you called Telly Savalas as Rod Serling?
I called Telly Savalas. I used to work at a radio station in Los Angeles called KROQ, and I was in charge of prank phone calls. And I woke up Telly Savalas as Talkie Tina from that episode. Oh. So I think I lost the tape, but I might have it somewhere. But it's very funny.
Oh, we would give anything to hear that.
Let me try to find it, and I'll get it. Yeah, I'll post it.
That would be great.
That was a creepy episode.
That's true.
I would just call him at his hotel because he lived in a hotel called the Sheraton Universal. And I was like, and then, years before that, if that episode came on, I would call the hotel and say, Telly, your Talkie Tina's on. And I would hear it in the background in his room.
Oh, that is so funny.
Yeah, I was a very nervy kid.
Oh, so were we.
Yeah.
You had to be back then. The internet made it so easy for everybody.
It was cooler before everybody did it.
Oh, God, of course. You're right.
We've talked about a lot of how this internet culture has definitely changed it. It was, I've talked about, I remember when Comic-Con was just banquet tables and comic books, and in a lot of ways, it was better then.
I know, like everybody does things just because of social media. Like, they want to be seen, they want to be famous. And then you wonder, would they really be doing it if there was no social media? And so many of the times the answer is no.
You're so right. And sometimes people do it just for the image of it, and like Instagram and using social media to, you know, get that picture of Disney snack food or that special colored wall. And we, you know, but it goes back to those things, and taking that out and pulling back the onion. Are you truly a Disney fan? Like, we have to, like, are they really a Disney fan, or are they just there for the pictures? So,
yeah,
but you're right.
I know. I would hope that they are, though.
Yes, exactly.
Mark, you're like me. You remember when Disneyland was not long after Walt, and it still kind of had Walt's shadow over it before it became an Instagram spot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So
you grew up. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. What were you saying?
I was going to ask you. So you grew up near Disneyland. So you went a lot as a kid. Is that what I was hearing?
Yeah. You know, I still live in Los Angeles. I mean, you know, my parents would take me and my sister like a few times a year, and I loved it. I mean, Disney was my favorite thing of all time. I mean, I loved the movie Pinocchio so much, and going to Disneyland, just spotting Pinocchio and buying Pinocchio stuff, that was the greatest feeling. And what was really neat, though, after I did Tower of Terror, I was at a Disney Christmas party, and I got to hang out and meet Dick Jones, the voice of Pinocchio.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was one of the most special things I ever got to experience after, you know, working for Disney. That was incredible. Actually, that and going to the house of Atencio, the Imagineer that wrote Yo-Ho, A Pirate's Life for me, and Grinning Ghosts, and I got to sit there on the couch with them and do pirate voices. I mean, that was incredible for me.
Oh, what a great memory to have.
Yeah, that was something.
Now, did you attend the grand opening of the Tower of Terror when it opened at Walt Disney World?
Yes, I did. And I really had no idea what the attraction was going to be like. And then to see it for the first time at this event, it was beyond anything I even conjured up in my head. I mean, it was so gigantic. I mean, it was completely an e-ticket, which it was so big and epic, it just blew my mind. It was incredible. Then when I got into the ride, it was very emotional for me, especially when I first heard my voice in the library. I was holding my tape recorder, recording my own voice. The whole thing was like, it was like a Twilight Zone episode for me, you know.
That's so great.
Do you still have that tape?
Yeah, I still have the tape of my very first ride on it. Absolutely, yeah. There was an entire event with a musical about the Tower of Terror, and Carol Serling, Rod's widow, was there. It was such a great. I cannot tell you how exciting it was for me. I still don't know how I got through that night without passing out. I mean, look. Think of it like this. I was such a Disney nut that if I had nothing to do with the Tower of Terror and I was invited to go to a premiere of that ride based on my favorite show, that alone would have been incredible. But being the voice of the ride, it was just, I still, as I keep saying, I can't believe I got through it without just fainting or something.
What's amazing is about that ride is we literally can't tell where Rod ends and you begin.
Right. Well, the editing done with that pre-show it's so wonderfully done. There are so many theories of how it's done, and most of them are wrong. Oh, really? Actually, one of the funniest things is people always say, like, oh, it's kind of a shame how Disney had to remove Rod Serling's cigarette. But that never happened. He wasn't smoking in that clip.
Oh.
And so many websites bring this up. It's just funny how, things get said and then everybody believes it.
You know who says that a lot is Bob Gurr. He will tell people that too. Like, Walt was this way, and he'll come back and say, no, that's not the way it was. Like, I was there. So we've heard it from the horse's mouth, folks. There was no cigarette in his hands.
Right. But it's completely understandable that people would think that, considering he smoked in most of the openings, but not that one.
Wow.
Yeah.
I prefer him smoking in the openings. I kind of like it for some reason.
Well, it is. It was so much a part of him that it's hard to see him not doing it.
Right.
Mindy?
Oh no, I was just gonna,
sorry.
Oh, you're fine. We can see each other, so we're like, you go. So I apologize, but
and we're all friends, and so we just kind of have like a way of looking at each other. And
I get you.
So tell us a little bit about the event, and like, you're going to be there and being able to walk around and talk to guests?
Well, I suppose I'll be talking about the attraction. There'll be all sorts of desserts, and Kevin will have great Tower of Terror painting or artwork, and then we ride the ride together, and it's after hours. And I guess, it's a special thing to ride with the voice of an attraction. Do you know, sometimes I even do it in a regular elevator. I'll just go through the dialogue.
Oh, can I go on the tower with you? Because here's the thing. All the three of us we were planning a trip out to Walt Disney World around that time. And when Jennifer reached out to me, I had messaged Jason. I said, look, we've got to do what we can do to get here because we plan on going. And being able to ride the Tower of Terror, even going down an elevator, how exciting.
Yeah. I even do it down the escalator.
I'm going to hand you my phone and ask you to do my voicemail.
I've done that too.
So when
it's such a great experience. It's also great. I've ridden the ride alone very late at night, and that really is the creepiest, most wonderful feeling.
Oh, do tell.
I mean, if you think it's scary when nobody's on the ride, when everyone's on the ride, when nobody's on it, you don't even know if cast members are looking at the monitors. You feel like you're there and nobody knows. It's really weird.
Well, there's rumors the tower's haunted. People say they'll catch a maintenance man in the...
I know. You never know, and I've heard that too. Who knows? It very well could be. I wouldn't doubt it.
I would haunt it. It is the best ride there.
Yeah, it's the word Ghost. Wouldn't you want to go there?
I would have free rides without fast passes all day and all night that way.
Of course you would.
The guests can ride the ride how many times they want to during our dessert party. So with Mark, without Mark, every time.
I'll be there. And what's so great also is the randomized drops, which as if the ride couldn't get more scary and exciting, then not knowing if you're dropping or shooting straight up added so much to it.
I was there in September, and these guys will tell you my goal was to ride it 13 times that day. And I did, but I got in the same car in the same shaft every time. I had the same drop profile all 13 times that day.
Really?
Yes. Huh. It was the oddest thing. I never got a different one than the one I had.
No kidding. That's weird.
Oh, that's odd.
Because isn't that your favorite attraction, Jason? Would you say that it is?
In Florida, yeah. I went to studios just to ride the tower all day long. I had 2 days, and the second day was all about the tower.
And that's one of my personal favorites, too, because within our group, we kind of have our own specialty names designed based on an attraction, and I'm Bellhop George. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We got Jungle Skipper Jay. So, yeah, and I'm the cruise captain.
I love that jungle cruise out there.
Right, yep.
You go to that temple. We don't have that at Disneyland.
You're right.
No.
Yep.
So if I were to ask you, Mark, are you, and it's hard because we all have a home, but is it Walt Disney World for you or Disneyland? Where would you, if you could choose one, where would you go?
Well, I'm closer to Disneyland. So I guess there, but I love being in Walt Disney World. I love the World Showcase at night. I love to eat in Japan in that little outside area where all those little streams are and the water is trickling out of the bamboo and it's so peaceful. Oh, I love that area.
It's kind of surreal in there, isn't it? Just at night too. It's very quiet.
Oh man.
Yeah. It reminds me a lot of like Snow White's Grotto when you go over there at night and it's really quiet and you can hear the stream.
Yeah. I love Snow White's Grotto.
Me too.
That really is a wonderful place too. And I love getting the knockwurst sandwich in Germany. I love that.
Yep.
I love that because then you could talk to all the people from the different countries, the whole thing. I just love it.
Or you sit at the table with everybody?
Yeah, depends. Of course.
Other than this trip in October, do you have any other plans to Disney coming up soon?
Wait, say it again?
Oh, sorry. We know you have a trip in October for the party. Do you have any other trips to Disney World planned soon?
Well, I don't, but that'll be it. I mean, that'll be my big trip, and I'm really excited. I'm excited to hear myself because I'm also the voice that sets off the cannons on top of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Are you really? I did not know that.
I'm a very classy Spanish soldier, and I'm firing the cannons on the pirates. Fuego! It's part of that game where you put a magic card over a helmet in front of the ride, and all of a sudden my voice comes out of the helmet, and I talk about the piratas, and then the cannons shoot off the top of the ride. I like to watch that too.
This is the Florida one?
I've done a lot of things for Walt Disney, but the Tower of Terror one, that's the most special.
Do you have a favorite next to the tower that you've done?
A favorite what?
Do you have a favorite voice you've done other than the tower?
Yes, I did the, if you get the Bambi DVDs, all the Blu-rays and things, the friend Owl narrates all the stories and games, and I was cast as the voice of Friend Owl, who really sounds like an old man. Bambi, my. Why, just the other day we was wondering whatever happened to your son. I'm good at sounding like old men, and that's the way the owl sounded.
So when you go to the parks and you start talking, do people recognize you and stop and be like, you sound like the guy from these attractions?
Well, I've done that before, and what I want to do is I want to stand by that helmet and mouth the words exactly, and I want to film that.
I'm going to tape that.
Yeah, that would be very dramatic.
Jennifer, be sure to do that then.
I'll write that with you, Mark, and we'll tape it.
Oh, good. Absolutely. Yeah. Fantastic.
Well,
please post that to our page.
Here's the thing about us, that we're complete Disney geeks, that you wouldn't even have to talk. We could just pick you out of a crowd and we'd know who you are. So.
Well, I know. Well, I'm somewhere in the Canada movie in Epcot. My voice pops up a few times. It's very hard to hear it, but I know I'm in there somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to have to see the Canada movie when we're there.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. We were just talking about that on last week's episode. I said I love the Canada Pavilion and the film that's in there. It's so fantastic.
I love those waterfalls right outside.
Exactly. It's so peaceful in there. I think I'm with you, Mark. Like each country has its own feel, and I love the World Showcase. Like just going and taking your time through each country and being able to experience them. So what's your favorite park?
Well, I love Epcot so much. I love Spaceship Earth. and I'm kind of curious. I think it's closing for a while, coming soon. But I love, I have such a special feeling about all of them. I love the gorillas at Animal Kingdom. That park is incredible for so many reasons. I love Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, of course. I mean, they all get to me.
Yeah, it's hard to pick a favorite because there's so much to enjoy at each one. We all have so many favorites. It's hard to have a favorite sometimes.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
George?
Somebody took me on Expedition Everest, and I almost got sick. It was too much for me. I couldn't take the backwards part.
I agree. I did that once, and I never did it again.
Yeah, and it's such a great ride, though. The theming is incredible, but I can't take the backwards part.
Right, I agree wholeheartly.
Yeah, but the safari ride, that's another one. Unbelievable.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's so realistic. That attraction, to see it at sunrise or sunset, either one. It's fantastic.
I never did it at when it got dark. I mean, is it incredible then? I mean, is it popular at night also?
Oh yeah, the lions will roar at night. It's really neat.
Yeah, it is really cool.
At dusk, the lions start to roar. It's incredible. You can do Savor the Savannah, be in the little pavilion in the middle of the savannah, and the lions are right behind it, and you can hear them roar. It's just amazing.
Oh man, I have to do that.
If you leave the Animal Kingdom early enough and head over to the Animal Kingdom Lodge, they have a nighttime safari.
Yes.
That sounds great. I would love to do that too.
Yeah, I recommend doing the night safari at the park, and then if you can, doing it at the hotel afterwards.
Oh, okay. Thanks for the tip.
We'll have to put that on the list.
Yeah, I got to put that on the list.
So how many days are you going to be at Walt Disney World to enjoy all of this and being able to go to parks?
Hopefully 6.
Okay. All right. That's exciting.
Yeah.
We'll be there. We're planning on being there at the same time. So we'll come to the event and be able to shake your guys' hand and give Jennifer a big hug. I haven't seen her for a while, and
I would love that. That would be absolutely fantastic.
We are going to be there. We are going to have a great time with you guys in October.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much. It's going to be wonderful.
Thank you,
man.
guys.
There aren't many tickets available, so if you want tickets, fans need to hurry because the tickets there's very limited.
Can you talk Jennifer, how much are the tickets? Can you say that or give more information about the tickets and how many there are?
The tickets are $150 per person, and that includes everything: the artwork, the 2-hour ride, the meet and greets. Mark's gonna sign autographs. That includes. We're also doing a raffle drawing. The florists are decorating a special centerpiece just for the event. We're gonna raffle those off. In the tickets, I know that people are like, oh, it's $150, but you get the attraction, you get the specialty desserts. If you can ride the ride the whole time, if you want. But we have the artwork that's just for the event, and the Disney desserts. I mean, come on, you can't go wrong with Disney desserts. And sitting down and meeting Mark, he's going to talk a little bit more about his journey with Disney and the audition process and whatnot, and more of the attraction tips and things that fans will just dive right in.
Sounds like it's going to be an excellent night for Tower of Terror fans.
Absolutely. I'm going to have to wear my little bellhop dress.
Oh, yeah, I was looking for a bellhop costume.
Yes, you will.
Jennifer, if people wanted to follow you at Pixie Dusted Dreams Travel and Events, how could they do that?
They want to follow me or the page itself. They can just go to me, Jennifer Bowden. or they can go to our website, pixiedusteddreams.com, and they can click on the Facebook link, and it'll take them directly to our Facebook page, or click on me, and it'll take me. If they want to send me an email, they can click on my ask me any questions. We're always here to answer questions if fans have questions about the event that's not already explained. Since it is an after-hours event, they're going to have to clear off the park before the event, of course, starts. So people can't hang around in the in the park and wait for the event to open or to start, unfortunately.
I'll make sure we have a link in the show notes so listeners can go right to that.
Yes. Yes. It's, the tickets themselves are going to be directly purchased from Eventbrite. It's not, and there's a link from the Facebook page.
Great. And Mark, if people wanted to follow you, how could they do that?
Well, they could see me on Facebook, send in a friend request, and I post interesting things about my voice work all the time. So that's kind of fun. If they want to hear my voices, they could go on YouTube and type in my name and the word demo, Mark Silverman demo. You'll see a picture of the Tower of Terror, and all my voices pop up through this thing, and it's nice. You like it. I have an interesting Tower of Terror promo clip that's in there.
Oh, I'm going right to YouTube after this.
Play it loud.
I will. If I could pull it up right now, I would.
Exactly. That's so fantastic. Well, we appreciate you guys so much. And Jennifer, thank you for reaching out. Jennifer and I have been friends for a couple years now and got to know each other, and we talk and text each other, and we really appreciate the time that you guys took. And if you have anything else to say about the event.
Just it's limited quantity, so hope we can see everybody there. And thank you for having us on. I mean, that I appreciate that. This is going to be an amazing event, and you guys are great, though. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks so much for being with us tonight. This has been a real thrill for us to have you on.
Oh, I appreciate that. I look forward to seeing all of you.
Yeah.
But before we go, Mark, I just have one special request, if it's possible.
Yeah.
I had the pleasure to actually see you live at the D23 Expo when you did the voices for the parks. And we're doing like the clips of everything. And my favorite line that you do in the Tower of Terror is, on a dark and stormy night long ago, 5 people stepped into an elevator and into a nightmare. In the Rod Sterling voice, could you please do that?
All right, here we go. One stormy night long ago, 5 people stepped through the door of an elevator and into a nightmare. That door is opening once again, but this time it's opening for you.
Thank you so much. Oh man, I'm freaking out right now.
I just got goosebumps all over my body. This is incredible. It's so fantastic.
We're so happy you can't see the 3 of us right now.
Thank you, everyone. That's wonderful to hear. Now I'm going to eat a hug.
I can't wait to shake your hand, and I'm going to message you personally and just thank you there too, so you can put a face to a name from us, and we appreciate you. Yeah. And Jennifer, I'll text you, Jen. But thanks so much for getting on here.
We hope to see you in October. See you in
October. We will be there.
All right.
Thank you.
Good night. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
If you would like to keep the adventure going after the show, be sure to like our Facebook friends page, Grand Circle Tour Magical Ticket Holders. While on Facebook, like our group page, Grand Circle Tour. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Grand Circle Tour Podcast, as well as Instagram, GCT Podcast, and our YouTube channel, Grand Circle Tour. If you would like to send us a message, you can email us at gctpodcast@gmail.com. T-shirts and other fun merchandise can be found at tpublic.com. Simply search Grand Circle Tour Podcast. If you enjoyed your adventure, leave us a review on Apple Podcast. Only one rule, make it good. Thank you for riding with us, and welcome home.